It has been 6 months since Ghana recorded its first case of COVID-19. The news caused anxiety and led to a swift government response. It all started with this announcement on a Thursday night in March.
The Minister of Health has confirmed 2 cases of COVID-19. The cases were confirmed on the 12th of March, that is today, 2020. And the first cases to be reported in Ghana.
Over the past 6 months, Ghanaians have learned to engage in mandatory hand washing, the usage of hand sanitizers, social distancing, and the wearing of nose masks. With about 47,000 confirmed cases so far, our lives have clearly not been the same. In the wake of the pandemic, schools were shut down, land, air and sea borders were closed, and social gatherings were cancelled. But to the ordinary Ghanaian, it was the sudden hike in the price of hand sanitizers and Veronica buckets that hit the hardest.
I think it's 3 cedis, right? Yeah, it's 3 cedis, but now they have increased it to 10 cedis. It's very high. It's very expensive too, because this one, it came, and in that case, they need to reduce it even for us to buy it more. For them to increase it, that one, they need to help us rather than like this one, they are not helping us. They are not helping us at all.
As the cases grew with each day, government became burdened with how to treat infected persons. A 3-week partial lockdown was imposed in April. Testing and tracing was ramped up during this period, but the toll the closure of businesses had on the economy was too hard to bear. The numbers continued to spike after the lockdown, shifting the conversation to how to isolate the positive cases. The Ga East Municipal Hospital in Accra became the headquarters for COVID-19 treatment. Some private individuals and organizations also donated their properties to be used as isolation centers. But this kind gesture was not always received well.
Say asia dia and then say kuni person yon kunyen. If you say asia mo de ade we ba ha et say the omafa panie no mavas vaccinated with the virus. That's very simple. Your person be see ansana your penny for take decision.
Ghana received $1 billion from the International Monetary Fund, IMF, to help deal with the pandemic in April. The government also set up a 1.2 billion Ghana cedi coronavirus alleviation program with funds from the contingency fund. From these funding sources came free water and electricity for Ghanaians and business support from the National Board for Small-Scale Industries. All these interventions were announced via a series of televised addresses from President Nana Akufo-Addo.
Fellow Ghanaians, good evening.
However, by June, the government had begun what it called a phased easing of restrictions. Schools were reopened for final year students and churches began physical services. With COVID-19 active cases now dropping below the 1,000 mark, life seems to be returning to normal for Ghanaians. Restrictions continue to fall with the reopening of the country's air borders, restaurants and pubs, and contact sports kicking back in. At this pace, one can only expect more easing of restrictions as the days go by.